Wheat planting's on the mind of many Oklahomans, primarily for forage. And Brian, are there things that producers need to be doing as far as soil nutrition before they put the wheat in the ground?
Yeah, so a couple things come to my mind right now. Due to our heavy rains this spring and the things that happened in the port with the barges going down, we've had no movement going up and down the river. So there's a good chance early on this season on the early wheat planting that we're going to have a short supply of DAP. That is the primary phosphorus fertilizer we use in wheat production. It's 1846O. Just because the supply is going to be short until we open back up and open the ports back up and get that moving. Now, the companies I've talked to have sourced MAP, that's 1152O. Now, that's a real good source of phosphorus all the same, but there's a few considerations as you think about it. So when we talk DAP versus MAP in a normal scenario, what you're getting is more phosphorus and less nitrogen when you move to that 1152 or the MAP product. So that means great. I put down 100 pounds of MAP and I'm getting more phosphorus, and I just have to account for the nitrogen with either my pre-plant or my top dress. Or I can lower my rate. If I have a goal rate of phosphorus, I can lower my product rate and get the same amount of phosphorus out with a little bit less product, which means I can run longer without filling the tanks.
Let's look at the overall nitrogen picture for forage production.
So pre-plant nitrogen is really important for forage production because we want that early growth so that we can get the graze off of it and we can get that forage production. However, as we look at it, much like in grain production, we're seeing the benefits of split application, especially if you look at last year. Think about all the rain we had after the wheat was planted and the anhydrous put on. So last year we did some studies and found out that split application of 120 pounds versus 120 pounds pre-plant always benefited us in total forage production and total protein as we go off on the end. So as typical, my recommendation would be look at wanting to produce about 1 ton of forage with your pre-plant. I want 50 to 60 pounds of nitrogen in the soil, whether that's residual or whether that's fertilized. Let's get enough down for at least 1 ton, a little bit over, with that pre-plant. And then let's see how the season goes. If we have good forage production, let's top it off with another 50 or 60 pounds if we're producing well. If we turn off dry and we have no production throughout the fall, then we can delay it into the spring. If we have a lot of rains, then we haven't lost that much when we come in as soon as it dries and top it off. But splitting out that application really gets us to put down the nitrogen when that plant needs it to produce the best forage quantity at the best forage quality.
And there's still plenty of time for the county educator to come out and work with you on your land with this.
Absolutely, still time to go out. If you're grain only, plenty of time to get your soil samples collected and getting them into the office. If you're putting out fertilizer right now, get a hold of your county educator, bring him out, let's do some enriched strips. We can also do 0-in strips. We can back work that Green Seeker calculator on the website with the 0-in strip if you don't want to reduce your pre-plant, and we can still give you a recommendation on how well you're doing throughout the season.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Brian Arnall. And for more information about this and a link to his blog, go to our website, sunup.okstate.edu.